We are spending zero on advertising.
Totally word of mouth so far.
I mean, we got 161 5-star Google reviews.
12, 16-hour days.
What are you doing for your advertising? Or is it mainly just like word of mouth? Are you spending any money?
Yeah, advertising. I got some business cards printed from a friend, and that has been it. I put those business cards in at the local tile shops. I think that's a great way to get business, is becoming close with people at your tile shops, because you'll get, average Joe that's going to go in there and say, oh, well, I want to buy this tile, but do you guys know of anyone who can install it? Because they're just there looking at tile. So likely they need someone to install. So if your business card is there, it's likely you're going to get a call. Also, I know all the workers there, so they will recommend me, which is a great way. So if you can kind of make a buddy at the tile shop, that's a great spot. Really just doing good work with tile right now. So I'm 23 and I've been doing tile in Grand Rapids for like 2.5 years, and I've never seen anyone younger than me doing it. So if you're good and you have attention to detail and you can do good work, you're going to be busy no matter what. So yes, it's word of mouth, but really your best advertisement is in your work. So leaving your clients satisfied, having a great attention to detail, being consistent in your work is huge. That's going to leave you with happy customers, and you're going to find so much business that way. Also, just being reliable and showing up on time, being punctual is huge. I'm always 5 minutes early and leave right on time, or just over communicate with your clients is a huge part. And in the construction industry, there's kind of like that tendency for a little bit of unreliable work. So if you can be extremely reliable, you won't have any issues.
The only advertising that we do is social media through Facebook and Instagram. And so that reaches both the end customer, the consumer that's buying the products, but it also reaches the businesses that are also using the social media. So when we post a photo of a seasonal donut right now, we just brought back our raspberry lemon donuts, both the stores and the coffee shops that carry them and the people that are actually buying them are seeing those posts. And so it kind of does double duty for us. And the rest of it is just reaching out to the current customers and saying, hey, we have this new seasonal item. It's almost time for pumpkin. Are you ready for some pumpkin items?
So you're not spending a lot on advertising?
We are spending zero on advertising, other than the cost to keep our website up. At the very beginning, the first accounts I got were literally me going into a store with a box of samples and asking for the manager or the director and having a conversation. So the first store we ever started delivering to was Forest Hills Foods. So this was in 2014, and Forest Hills Foods has been sort of a hot spot for people on a gluten-free diet in the Grand Rapids area. And so that's why I started there. A lot of the stores are literally just me walking in with a box of samples and saying, hey, try my cookies. And most of the time it works out quite well. I would say that our customer base is not only gluten-free people. I feel like we wouldn't sell as much as we do if only gluten-free people were buying it. It's dairy-free, it's soy-free. There's lots of egg-free options. We're not using nuts. And it just tastes good, So what we try to go for is a family with 1 or 2 gluten-free people, but the product is just as good as normal stuff, or it's even better because we're making it like a home-based baker would make it, like that quality. And so everyone in the whole family is going to eat it. And, we get posts on social media about somebody bought gluten-free donuts because they're gluten-free, but they have to hide it from the rest of the family. Otherwise, they'll eat their donuts. And so then they just end up buying more, which is good for us.
So when we first started, like I said, we would just message them or try to email them or just go to their office, call them. That's kind of how we first started. We would basically go on Zillow and see what was for sale and see if we could help out an agent by contacting them and telling them we could do a better job. That was one way. And now we really don't market ourselves or advertise. We basically just let everything happen, and we have a lot of referrals basically. So that's the number one way we get clients is referrals, word of mouth.
From jobs or from social media?
Jobs for sure. The clients we work with, they're all in the office together, so they all like to share information. Actually, since 2019, because of COVID, and we ended up going viral on social media, which has been a huge help. So a lot of our clients are also from Instagram mainly. That's kind of the main other social media platform we get our clients from. We use Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the big 3 that we use currently. We have a good following on TikTok and a good following on Instagram, but Facebook, honestly, we've kind of pushed back. We're not too active on there. We're pretty active on YouTube too. We try to post our, whole house tours that are in wide view so that way people can get a better perspective.
Definitely leveraging word of mouth. We have our social media, it's Pizza Meat Truck, and our website is pizzameattruck.com. As far as like our logo, this is like the state of Michigan in a basil leaf, which I feel like you can kind of see on this, mainly with the Michigan, but I wanted it to kind of be subtle. But as far as like advertising, we're totally word of mouth so far. We want to be very available online and like constant online. So whoever does follow us is reminded what we're doing often, but we have not like paid for anything yet. So far, we've just made the website ourselves.
We do a little bit of Facebook advertising. We're on Google. So we have a Facebook page, we've got a Google page, Yelp page. We're on Nextdoor. When I first started off, we were on Thumbtack, word of mouth, obviously. What brought us the most business was our Google page. Because when I started this business, I noticed that a lot of people, a lot of companies, there wasn't a lot of pressure washing companies on Google. And the ones that were on Google, they didn't have many reviews and there were some bad reviews. So I looked at that and I figured, I probably could, kind of take over that portion of the market. And I pretty much did. I mean, we got 161 five-star Google reviews. And pretty much most of our business in the beginning came from Google, like 95% of the calls, because we always ask, how did you hear about us? And they say Google.
And when you say Google, is that paid ads? Or?
No, we tried some paid ads and it just didn't work. We've hired a few companies to, kind of like do the back end work on that. And, they made promises, but, I really didn't see much results. So I don't really do much ads at all, to be honest.
Facebook and Instagram, it's free. And with any service business, if you do good work for one person, when their buddy says, hey, do you need your car? I need my car detailed. Who would you recommend? It's just gonna be a snowball. For example, I have a customer named Kaz. I worked on him for probably about 3 years to get him in to get one of his cars in the shop. And he's got a massive collection. And they're all Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, you name it, he has it. After we got one, it was snowball effect. We went through all of his cars. Every time he gets a new car, we get to work on it. But it wasn't easy getting him in the door. But once we got him in the door, then 6 other people in his circle started using it too. Yeah, it works out well with free advertising. It just takes my time to be able to use Instagram and Facebook. But I feel like that's different business to business too. There's some businesses that it would probably benefit using ads and stuff like that on, say, Google or anything like radio ads, anything of that nature.
Can you describe like what you specifically do for marketing?
So it's not as much as I thought it was going to take. So moving from Atlanta and also Indianapolis, where the clientele just flooded and you can't accept everyone, you're only one person, and moving to a smaller town or moving back to a smaller town like Muskegon, I kind of questioned if it was going to take a lot longer to get clients and how long it was going to take and how quickly it was going to happen. And it did take longer, but as I figured, once you get a basis and then the word of mouth spreads, it just multiplies very quickly. And so I registered as an LLC, and then I made a Facebook business page and start posting content on there, whether it's the walks that I'm doing during the day, photos of the animals, updates on when I get new clients in and introducing the new dogs that I've brought into the business. And then there's also a really cool app. It's called the Nextdoor app, and it allows you to post pretty much just like Facebook, but it's divided into neighborhoods. So you can join different neighborhoods in the surrounding area, and you can put posts, you can ask questions. You can also do a business page on that app as well. And I have found that I'm getting probably equal clientele from Facebook as well as the Nextdoor app, which was surprising with that app. I think a lot of probably, I'd say 35 and older use the Nextdoor app more. So when you're looking at Facebook, it's going to be more probably your 20 to 35, and they're a younger age group that you're going to find. So it's nice to be able to branch out to both. And then I have also done, I have my business cards as well as postcard sized card cards as well that have a QR code on it. I'm able to put those at restaurants. I'm able to put them at grooming facilities, and then people are able to scan that code and it takes them right to my site, which I think is very, very helpful to be able to just kind of, oh, that looks interesting, and kind of save that for later. And then, word of mouth has been really great. I always ask the clients how they heard about me, and they'll say through this person and through that person. So it's sometimes it's not a direct link. Sometimes it's like through a couple different people, which kind of blows your mind. It's like, wow. I've even had I was walking a client's dog and I was saying hi to some of the neighbors, and they had recognized me from social media, which was surprising to me. And they asked, do you run this business? And I was like, oh, yes, I do. And so even just walking down the road and meeting new people is a really good way to get new clientele in.
Have you spent any money like on Facebook ads?
No, I have not. So I would say probably just the business cards. And I haven't done that in quite a while because I got a bunch of them, but no ads. So the thing with what I do is I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of maxed on what I can do because I'm only one person. I don't have employees in the business. There comes a point I think that I haven't been marketing quite as much as I used to because I'm booked out for months at a time, even booking out into summer, fall. I think as the business transforms and changes, the marketing will kind of shift and change as well.
I do on Facebook, so I have Facebook. And then I'm trying to work on Google right now, like the Google so people can search me, but it's kind of being a little pain right now, but we're getting to it. So Facebook is my main one, and I have an Instagram too. For 3 Sons Lawn Care would be, if you guys look that up, and it should be on Facebook and everything. So.
Are you spending money on advertising apart from like business cards?
Yeah, word of mouth is the biggest thing, but I'm trying to figure out on Facebook they have like this, they can like boost the post on it, but it never, and it's like I'll have the area Grand Rapids or whatever, but then I get people from like Louisiana and like Texas and everything. So I'm trying to, it's weird, it won't let me just, like it says it does, like it says that I'm in the Grand Rapids area, but always have more people from out of state than I do actually in the state. So word of mouth is probably the biggest thing.
Social media, we pass out flyers, we have door hangers, business cards, anytime we're out, I like to call it the 6-pack because I did Marine Corps recruiting. And one of the things is when we went to somebody's house looking for somebody to join, we did a 6-pack. If they weren't home, then the 6-pack is going to the 2 houses next door and then the 3 houses across the street. So whenever we're cleaning trash bins, if the people around them aren't on the services yet, we'll go and we'll hang these little hangers on the trash bin itself so that when they come back, they'll see that, and hopefully they'll see our truck in the cameras because everybody has cameras nowadays, and be like, what's going on? And when they hear our engine on, they're like, what's going on out there? And people come outside and look, and we always have people be like, hey, you want to do mine next? We're like, yeah, you can hire us. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were doing it for the whole neighborhood.
Well, the Rib Fest was one of the things that we started out when, back in those days, 2013 or 14, what it was, if you won the competition, you got a spot, you earned a spot for the next year. And that's how they used to do it. So we had actually, by winning Rib Fest, we earned a spot for the next year. And we started doing it there, and that thing, they said at one time 30,000 people came to downtown Kalamazoo, but I think they've changed that over the years. It's more like 15,000 people come to downtown Kalamazoo for that. But it's a big event, it's big time. It's just 3 days of nonstop cooking, nonstop work, 12, 16-hour days. That's how those festivals like that go. They're just extreme. And with the new trailer, it actually makes festivals easier because we have a smoker on the back of the trailer that we can smoke on site.